Last year, I encouraged you to start journaling. Did you try it? Well, if you did, now it's time for part 2. It's the end of one year and the beginning of another. That means it's time for a reset. It's time to get the payoff of all that hard work. So here are my journals from this year. I haven't written every day, and I did stop for a while when I was going through a difficult time this year, but that's okay. Use whatever you have. I'm going to go back and read them. Yes, really. I know that sounds overwhelming, but here's how I do it. I read 1 month at a time. As I go through that month, I take notes. What were the main events of that month? What was on my mind? What am I journaling about? What are the same things that keep coming up over and over again? I think you'll be surprised when you do this. You're going to remember things that you'd forgotten, little things and big things. There are going to be big insights that you had but then completely forgot straight away. You're going to get a lot of perspective on what's really going on with you from the 35,000 foot level. But it's also important not to get down on yourself. There are going to be places where you're going to be embarrassed or you're going to be tempted to beat yourself up. As you read back through your journals, you need to see yourself honestly. You're Bastian watching Atreyu taking this epic journey. You'll see yourself stumbling through your life, and that's okay. You were in the middle of the action at the time. You couldn't see the big picture. You've got to let yourself be petulant and ridiculous and stupid sometimes. See yourself as a weary traveller. You've grown since you wrote this. Cheer yourself on and be kind. You've got to let that traveller slip up and make mistakes and learn. When you're done, those notes you've made for each month are going to give you an amazing bird's eye view of the whole year. You might be able to sum up each month into a phrase or a word. You'll get a lot of insight and understanding where your life is, what's really going on, and where you want to go next. From this angle, you're no longer in the weeds. You can see the big picture now, who you are, what life is trying to say to you, how to move forward. That's the gift that journaling gives you. It's the gift of perspective. You might even see a theme over the whole year. For me, a couple of years ago, it was about trust. It was as if I'd been in a class all year about how to learn to trust that things were going to work out okay, and I couldn't see it until I took that overview at the end of the year. You might also be able to pick an intention or an overall theme for the coming year, which is much better than a New Year's resolution. You get a much wider view this way. Last year, for example, my intention was to let go of the feeling that everything's an emergency and to attempt to enjoy every day. I've had a note on my dressing table all year reminding me about it every morning. I think that living from that principle had a bigger effect on my year than any New Year's resolution, because despite all that went wrong last year, in my life and in everybody's lives, it didn't feel like 2020 went completely off the rails for me, because I had that guiding principle, okay, everything is not an emergency. That was my true north throughout the year, and I was still able to live by that principle, whatever the details were. So are you going to do this? What do you think 2021 is going to be about for you? Let me know in the comments below.